Hey, Chris Lipe here. I'm talking about two different singers that actually have quite a bit in common. And I realize that this comparison may make you kind of go, huh? But stay with me. I'm not talking about their singing styles or their approach or their delivery or even the music and the bands that they were a part of. I'm not saying that those are the same, but some of the ways that they approach singing and getting their sounds, by making this comparison, by seeing what's similar between these two, we can then put a third party in there, or I should say third person in there, us, and see how we can look at the similarities between these two singers and then put this inspiration into our own voices. I'm talking about Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses and Matthew Bellamy from Muse. Yep, it's strange, but let's dig in and figure out what they have in common so that we can learn from them. Now, like all of my videos, the techniques I'm going to be covering in this lesson are by no means basic or foundational. If you'd like a greater understanding of your own voice, to develop it more and figure out what it can really do, be sure to click the link below and join my free vocal course. One of the things that is so important about exercises like what we're doing in this lesson is that we need to learn how to be introspective, to hear something and then make use of what we hear with our own voices. And that's what my free vocal course really dives into. Okay, Axl Rose and Matthew Bellamy. Now we're going to use some words and phrases here to help us discover placement and resonance in our voices so that we can do things sort of the way that they do it, but not for the sake of imitating, for the sake of learning. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say the word low, low. But we're going to say it with a honk. Some people would consider this technique to be twang. You can look at it either way, as long as you do it right. So we've got honk. We're going to say low, low, low. Now, when I'm doing this, low, low, I am actually directing a lot of my air through my nose. Low, low. And I'm going to go deep and I'm going to say low, low. If I do it too much or to an extreme, I am plugging the passageway to my mouth altogether. I am low. I am low. Now there's this element of definitely twang. I'm putting a lot of air through my nose. Now, you can definitely hear that with Axl Rose, right? When he's singing low. But there is a hidden gem in how he approaches even his low notes. When he goes high, he carries this same sort of thing with him when he goes up. Child! Then he brightens up. Now, again, this is an extreme placement to go where Axl Rose sometimes goes. There's all sorts of other things that happen with his singing, his body language and just, everything he does that adds to what he's doing. But this sort of placement can help us do some things with our voices that we may not have otherwise been able to do. Now wait till we get to comparing it with Matthew Bellamy, because there's some really neat blends we can make here. So let's practice placing low in different parts of our voice with this honk. Low, low, low. I'm almost going to do this low, 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 low. Now I'm going to put it as forward as I possibly can, and I'm actually going to vomit it out, sort of. Low, low, low. I'm really getting my mouth, my tongue involved. Now, this isn't to be confused with tensing things up. We don't want to be doing that. But we do want to really accentuate what we're saying. Low, 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 low. Now we're going to say the word now. Now, now, now. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. We're maintaining this honk sound, and we're gonna say low and I want it now in different places of our resonance. I want it now. I want it now. I want it now. Low, low. Make sure your neck isn't getting tense. My neck is not tense. I'm pressing from my support, and I'm using my face to create this sort of forward. I mean, it's not for it is forward, but it's exaggerated and obnoxious for sure. Now let's pause with the word low. Like that. And let's focus on our tone control. And just do a check of what our tonal range can be. We're at you'd consider maybe the very top of this with the honk. I want it now. Now, there is some things that happen when I say I want it now where I'm adjusting that tone. And we want to not get this confused with forming vowels with the back of our tongue and our soft palate. We just want to recognize that our tone control can flow freely as we start to exaggerate. There's some of that. Your larynx is going to go up and down. Your tongue and your soft palate are going to change positions all the time. And that's just fine. Just fine. Okay? I know this is goofy, but we're going to hone it in, and it's going to sound neat. I want it now! I want it now! Now, I'm going to be using elements of mixed voice. I've done lots of videos on mixed voice on this channel. Be sure to check those out if you hear something that doesn't necessarily make sense that I'm doing. But I'm not going to cover mixed voice particularly in this video. I want it now! Low, 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 low. I want it now! Now, in terms of bringing Matthew Bellamy, you can already hear a little bit of that in the phrase, I want it now. He's going to have this honked sound, ah, and this articulating, like we're bringing things forward in a way that, again, it sounds like we're regurgitating or vomiting. There's that certain sort of energy that's happening. So if we say, I want it now, I want it now. Now, let's look at the honk and place it slightly differently for Matthew Bellamy. At the axle honk, and then we're going to go, So we're going to have a different fundamental vowel foundation. This might be considered wrong by a lot of singing lesson standards, but I don't care. It helps me place my voice for different tones, and I think it's useful as long as you're not relying on it to hit certain pitches. So Axl Rose, ha, ah, and Matthew Bellamy, the fundamental ah, ah. It's much more open. You've seen me do videos on how to sing like Chris Cornell, how to sing like Freddie Mercury. These guys are all using this similar approach with different amendments to it. I want it now! I want it now! Couple that with some vibrato. I want it now! Yeah! I want it now! I want it now! I want it now! Yeah! I want it now! I want it now! By starting with the Axl Rose honk, by brightening it up, pushing with our primary support so that we get that that sound. We have the basics of how a lot of singers get that high, energetic, confident, forward, high sound. I'm so low. I am so low. I am so low. I am so low. Child of mine. I want it now. I want it now. Oh. So let me sum things up, and then we'll take it to the track. The first thing we want to try is honk. The actual raw is honk. Low, low. Then we want to use this bright, almost vomiting, regurgitating, exaggerately forward speech or diction, and then put that into our speaking, and then into our singing with the phrase, I want it now, I want it now, I want it now, where we're choosing to rest on a certain type of resonance based on a blend between honk and ah. I hope this has been helpful for you. This is how I look at all singers. I try to draw similarities, and I try to bring certain aspects of their own voice through experience into my own. It's fun to do. Let me know if you want me to do this with other singers, blending those approaches, and we'll see you for more. I'm living